Noon here on KM Activities. You're home for the Komets. It is Wednesday, so it's our interview day. We're going to have the Bigelow show today. It's Jace first. Now we have Ellie in front of me, and she'll be talking all about the girls' basketball season. They're sitting at 3-1. I do have to give a couple of shout-outs prior to getting to you, Ellie. KM Telecom, first of all, for being our major sponsor for all interviews throughout the winter season. We appreciate them. And the internet, of course, because that's who we're getting our internet through. And then I'm Joel McCall. And sitting alongside me is Ellie Bigelow. First of all, thank you very much for the interview. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, the Komets are 3-1. Just won the other night in a game that I got to cover. That was a great second half. Of course, the long run that you guys had was about 34-5 or something to that effect in the second half against Faribault. For you, I think you're averaging about 4.5, 5 points, somewhere around there, and about 5.5 rebounds. What I really wanted to bring up, though, I thought you had a great game against Northfield. I really thought you played well against them. Take me back to that game in particular, because Maya got in foul trouble. You had to play a lot of minutes, and you really stepped up your game, had a couple of really nice shots, and, of course, several rebounds.
So, yeah, that was a big game. We had lost to them last year in the sections, so it was kind of like a redemption game. We really wanted that win. And, yeah, I just think I had to step up and play that role when Maya got in foul trouble, and we worked together a lot with Maya and I. And so I think we just I stepped up and did what I had to do, and we pulled through and got that win, which was big, I think.
Do you and Maya battle it out for rebounds in practice too? Because you got to go against somebody.
Yeah, I think so. I guess we've been playing with each other since 4th grade, so we've always kind of had, growing up 4th, 5th, 6th grade, we were kind of the same height, and then I stopped growing and she kept growing to, and now I think 6'2", she's
Something
in our
like that,
roster.
yeah.
So obviously the height difference is a little bit of a challenge for me, but yeah, we battle it out a lot, I think, which is good for both of us because we need a little competition in practice every day because how do you get better? And last year we graduated to like 3 posts, so all of us kind of 5 really worked together, and yeah, we do a lot of battling with each other.
Yeah, and everybody would say, well, you rebound the ball well, so you should be tall. But that's not necessarily the case. I think you're about registered at 5'10".
Yep.
They might give you an inch or two. I don't know on that. But it's not so much about your height at times. It's more about positioning. And that, I think, is a key for you because I see it.
Yeah.
You get in on great positioning underneath the hoop and block out so well.
I think that's one of the main things I've had to work on these past couple of years is knowing the game and knowing where, if she's going to shoot this long 3, where's the ball going to most likely go. And our coach actually talks about that a lot, like the likelihood of her making it and the likelihood of it going on the backside, and how a lot of times we have numbers offensively, so at least on the backside because defense comes over. And so just working on where I need to be at that certain time is something that I've really focused on because of my size. It makes a big difference. And then just using my strength and finding that has kind of been big for me this past year.
Yeah, I think all you Komets are very good as far as backside rebounds, I think. And one thing I wrote on you is gritty player. I think you're a real gritty player. Do you think of that as well?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's just kind of the natural fight I have in me. I've always kind of gone for that extra ball, and when we were younger, I was the one known as I'm always on the ground. It doesn't really matter where the ball is, I'll probably be on the ground. So yeah, I just like to get those free balls that are kind of up in the air, especially when it comes to rebounding. I guess I would say that the more you want it, the more likely you're going to get it. So that's kind of where I come from with that. Yeah.
Well, don't have you and Matuska go head-to-head either, because you two would probably be one heck of a match in practice as well. I think she's a real gritty player. You talk about your role on the team as a whole in practice, on the court, during games. What is your role? What is Coach asking you to do?
Well, I think most of the season I've been like a 6th, 7th man. With Maya out these past couple of weeks, I've had to step up, and I've started the past 2 games. So I guess one of my main roles is to rebound. I come in. I'm not a big scorer. I don't put up 25 points like Avery and Abby did these past 2 nights, but
True.
I focus on getting those rebounds and keeping a positive energy is something that I really focus on. Like I know a lot of my teammates feed off the energy that I give, especially when it comes to the bench. We really our bench is awesome. Like, it doesn't compare. You watch our film compared to other teams. Our bench is the one up in the air screaming, excited for everyone on the team. It doesn't matter if you've, like last night, Megan Malachewski scored her first 2 points varsity, and we were all on the court screaming. And Abby hits a 3 in the middle of the game what she would normally do, and we're all up in the air screaming, which I think is very important as a team to have that. And so that's one of my main or things that I focus on for my role, is to bring that energy and make sure that it's always there, even if we're down. Like, even in these past couple games, we've been down in the first half by
Right.
5, 6, 7, 8, and then we've came back and had 20, 18-point wins. I think that's mostly because of our energy that we bring, and so I take pride in the energy that we bring.
Yeah, for sure. The girls got the win over Zambrotta Mazeppa. That's who they played last night on Tuesday. Just want to make sure we
Yes.
throw that out there. And Abby had, I think, 29. So,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I usually, let's see. Did I write anything else down? Let's talk about favorites. Then I usually have some fun with the kids too. So, tell me your favorite, say, food. What's your favorite food?
Oh, pasta, it has to be.
every athlete sitting
Yeah.
here. Music.
Oh, I'm kind of an all-around girl. I like country, I like rap, I like pop. Nowadays, I listen to a lot of Christmas music. So
I can't handle that.
Oh.
Too early still for me. And I worked retail for a long time.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
reason why I can't handle it. Movie or TV show you're watching?
Oh, I guess I'm not really watching a certain TV show. I don't quite have the time for that.
Understandable.
But probably one of my favorite movies is Mamma Mia.
Okay.
1 and 2, those are both great movies.
You like those? Okay.
Mhm.
Do you have a favorite like basketball game that you've participated in so far in your career?
Oh, last season there was a lot of big ones. I'd say last season we went on like a 9-game win streak.
I remember hearing it.
I think my favorite would have to be the Stewartville win. That was a big game for everyone, including myself. I had to step up and play quite a bit that game, and I think it was just fun to see. We had lost them earlier in the season by I think 9, and we play in double headers, and we have three of them this year home.
Yep.
And it's just nice to win in front of a big home audience. It was a home game, and a lot of people played really well. I remember Ashland had a big game, and they're just kind of like, you always want to beat Stewartville. They're a big rival. So that was probably the most memorable game from
Okay.
last season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a couple of those doubleheaders. I know you have a few of them, and I've scheduled, I think, all 3 of them too. So,
Oh, good.
Do you have teams that you follow, like pro teams, college teams?
Well, I'm a big Gophers fan. For basketball, I don't really follow a lot of teams. I don't have a ton of time to watch basketball
Right.
games in the winter season, but my family's a big football family, so Gopher games we have season tickets, so I follow the Gophers for
Okay,
that.
yeah, you're up there quite often. Is there an athlete, say, in basketball you know about, you follow a little bit?
Oh, not necessarily. I was a big fan of Steph Curry growing up. We got to see him play live a couple times, so he would be a big. We don't play the same position, so
No,
I guess
you
it
do not.
doesn't.
Not even close.
No, but I mean, he's a great player. So
True. Yeah, you should have adapted to, a post player, although they don't exist any longer.
I know.
Carl, Cat, that's about
Yeah.
it, Carl Anthony Towns.
Mhm.
How about a sporting event you would like to attend and haven't yet?
Oh, well, hockey is kind of one that I've never gone to hockey in my life, but I went to a couple last year and one this season. So I have a couple friends that play, so I like to go support them. So I guess probably more hockey games.
I was talking college, pro, anything.
College.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you could any event.
Yes. Well, I guess probably go for a basketball game. I've never men's. I've been to a women's game once with my family,
Okay.
but never to a men's basketball game. So
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I've been to several for Iowa State, and
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I was in the old facility of the Gophers last year for a high school game, but I have yet to see a Gopher game as well. And what's your favorite thing to do outside sports?
Well, my friends and I are big movie people. We like to go to movies a lot, so probably that, or just hanging out with my friends and having a good time.
Okay. Yeah, I was in high school. I went to a lot of movies as well.
Mhm.
We didn't have anything else to do in our town of 1,500 people, so might as well do that.
Mhm.
How about your favorite part of this team? What's your favorite thing about this particular group of girls that you're on?
I think my favorite part would definitely have to be we're all so close. I mean, majority of the girls I've played basketball with since 4th grade, and I would consider them a lot of my closest friends. We have great chemistry when we play together. We're not afraid to, if someone does something wrong or doesn't know what's going on, none of us are afraid to be like, this is what you need to do. This is what's going on. And I trust all of them. So I think it's just, they're fun to be around. I have a fun time at all times. And even if we need to be focused at practice, we still find a way just to enjoy it and take in every minute. So
A lot of family. I hear a family talk.
Yes.
A lot of people bring that up. How about your family? Talk about your family, siblings, parents. What do they all do?
Yes. Okay. So my dad owns a painting business in Kasson, Bigelow Painting, and then my mom works at St. Mary's University. I have one younger sister. She's in 8th grade. She plays basketball as well. And then my older brother is a senior in college at St. Cloud State, but he was a wrestler, so didn't get quite as much advice from him. But
Okay. Have you received any good advice? What's the best advice you ever received?
My parents always kind of stressed just having a good attitude all the time, and knowing your role is a big thing. Like, do your job and do it well. And so that's kind of probably the best advice I've ever gotten.
Well, you're doing that right now on the hardwood, that's for sure. You girls play against Triton on Friday.
Yes.
And hopefully the home Federal Arena will get packed for that. You'll have a nice crowd.
Hope so.
I'm sure you will. And on next Tuesday, you'll be on the road. You girls travel up to Cannon Falls.
Yep.
Do you know anything about the Bombers, since I'll be there on next Tuesday for a road game?
I don't know a ton. I know we beat them last year. I know they return a few people.
Okay.
I think, yeah, I couldn't tell you a whole lot
That's
about
all right.
them.
That's all right. No problem. Well, I'll get a scouting report from Coach Harrelson,
I'm
sure.
his details. Do you get those as well?
I haven't asked specifically for those yet. I kind of do my own scouting report, so just because it's easier for me to say it in my own words. But yeah, I know he does a lot of scouting and has a lot of things on every team.
Oh yeah, it's interesting to come into scouting report before practice, and are you going to get a 4-page packet or are you going to get a page? It always difference, but it's kind of fun to see what he has because he doesn't delete anything, so he has it saved from. So different teams. I think Faribault, they have a new coach this year, so he has all the information from them last year, but they're completely different this year. And so that scouting report was a little shorter, but if we play Byron, it'll be quite long.
Right. You'll have a few pages to read. He'll give you a homework assignment for basketball. Like you need more homework, right? Yeah, I'm sure. Well, Ellie, good luck to you on the rest of your season. Thank you very much for the interview. Do appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You bet. That's Ellie Bigelow, then, of the Kasson Maryville girls basketball team. Again, thank you to KM Telecom for being our major sponsor for all interviews that's going on here. We'll have a couple more. We have a few coaches that we got to get to yet today, too. So 4 total is our plan. I'm Joel McCall. Thank you very much for tuning in here on KM Activities, your home